Hello, my name is Navigator, and I'll be honest with you, I just tried filming this video, got about halfway through, and then my camera died, so I'm really not in the mood to do all this again. In today's video, we're going to be reviewing the Jazwares Vault exclusive, one of 3,000, I believe, maybe 5,000. We'll take a look here in a second. AEW Golf Cart 3-pack here. It includes Kenny Omega, Sammy Guevara, and Matt Hardy. The main motivations for buying this, not only did I have a $50 Amazon card, so I got this, it was like 60 bucks on Amazon, I got it for about 10 bucks really in total, but I also wanted to have the extra jeans just for other figures and maybe upgrade my Kenny, but definitely upgrade my Sammy Guevara and my Matt Hardy because these are definitely new versions of that figures. And we actually have the last version of Matt Hardy from AEW right there. And the other big draw for me was the golf cart itself. I'm going to show it off in a little bit here, but I actually made some modifications to this golf cart to hopefully make it a mainstay and actually usable in my arena here, and we'll talk about that in a second. So first off, let's take a look at Kenny Omega, and again, I'm just going to breeze through these. Black shoes down here. He's got the jeans there, double jointed, of course, with these kind of like Kenny Omega / Revolution pay-per-view styled knee pads. Nothing really going on the belt there. No belt, actually, in fact. And that kind of really shredded Kenny Omega body. He's got white wrist tape and then white hand tape along with finger tape as well. And he comes with some extra hands as well. So we have 2 fists here. Just right there, so 2 fists with the finger tape as well. And then those, of course, like open Kenny hands. They were kind of shoved into the box, though, so I had to like pry them out. That's why they're a little bent. But we have those as well, kind of, the whole Kenny thing that he does. Next up, and actually the soft goods shirt that he came with here was this really cool AEW Revolution kind of cutoff. This is nice to have. It's not like a wrestler-specific soft good, so I could put this on anybody. That is really nice to have. Next up here is Sammy Guevara, and again, kind of the same thing with the jeans, but he has sneakers on here, black and white. The knee pads are just black, but again, those are double jointed. He doesn't have the bell-bottom jeans like Kenny does. These are more just kind of skinny jeans, but he does have this really nice studded belt that's just painted on there, but it still looks pretty good. Nothing too crazy with the torso, no tattoo work, but the same kind of white wrist tape and white hand tape that Kenny had. And then here is the head sculpt here, and I actually didn't show off the head sculpt on Kenny. So let me do that really quick. Just kind of a basic one. I wish it was kind of him like scared because that's, he's running from the golf cart, but here is that Kenny Omega head sculpt, which is actually really good. I do like that a lot. So the soft goods shirt that he came with is this really nice inner circle one. I do not have any inner circle shirts, so that is really cool. I remember when that faction was still around. Then he came with some extra fists that we have here. Nothing too crazy going on with those. And then just some extra like Sammy Guevara hands, I guess you could say, just kind of open hands. We have those there. And these are actually, you can feel the wrap on them, which is really nice. Finally here, though, we do have the Matt Hardy figure. And I guess I'll go over the hands first while we're here. But he has a bunch of weird ones. He has this kind of like the delete hand, I guess you could say, or like a trigger hand. 1 fist here as well. And then he has 2 of those kind of like broken Matt Hardy hands where he's going crazy. But yeah, we have that. And this one actually looks like a middle finger. That might be usable for Moxley or somebody. Who knows? We do have that, the soft goods that he comes with. And this is what I mean by the upgrade. The previous Matt Hardy actually had like a soft plastic version of this. This is a soft goods version of his entrance jacket or whatever it is. And that is really cool. That's what I meant by the upgrade. And then, just the figure itself is probably an upgrade too. Better work, better head sculpt. The legs are a little loose, but for the most part, they're all right. The feet are a little big there. Sorry, it's something in my throat. But black shoes there, and I apologize, it's not really focusing, but then kind of this like maroon and black, almost camouflage pants with the studs on there, which looks really cool. Torso here, that typical black wrist tape and black hand tape for Matt Hardy, and he just has the open hands there. And then, like I said, kind of that laughing, the maniacal laughter Matt Hardy head sculpt that we have right there. So there you go. And what I'm going to do really quickly is get these guys out of the way, actually, and then we can take a look at this golf cart. So give me a second here. I'm going to move these guys to my chair. Let's see, and I'll keep all the accessories together if I can. Oh, there we go. Come on, Kenny. All right, so what I did with this is I kind of took it apart piece by piece and was really careful with it. So here's what I have. I have the cover for the golf cart, and then we actually have the golf cart itself, which I need to hold from the bottom. And then we have just the stand here. I don't think I'm going to keep this, but I wanted to have it just to show off in the video. You do have this stand that it comes with. You could display it all on here. Honestly, the best way to display this figure is just to keep it in box. I'm not going to lie to you. Don't take any of the figures out. But like I said, I kind of had to. But we have this here, and this is actually the front. So this is, one of 3,000 right there. And I might just cut that out and keep it, but for the most part, it's really cool, and there's some tire marks on there. I don't know, you might get some use out of it, but who knows. We have that, and then, like I said, I made some modifications to the golf cart here. So if I pick it up, you can see The bottom actually stays, for the most part, in shape, and that's because I kind of taped a lot of this over. But what I did, or what the goal with this was, is I wanted to make sure that I could actually fit figures in here and kind of have it display ready on my arena here. I have a nice little space over on the corner to the side that I could throw some figures in here. So the way they had Kenny and Matt displayed is they kind of had them encased in this plastic here, and then this little steering wheel piece, you can actually, well, it was taped in there, but I took it off, and it has like a little steering wheel in there. What I figured I would do is just keep it as is like this. So there was an under part here where all the extra hands came in and you could take it off. What I'm going to do is actually just keep that on there. And that way when I put the figures in, because this is cardboard, I feel like if I don't have that base down there, if I put the figures in, it's just going to weigh down the cardboard and bend this. So I'll have the plastic base down there just for some weight. And then honestly, I should just be able to slide the figures in this window right here and display them. But in case they don't really fit, I can always take this out from the bottom if I really need to. But yeah, so this plastic piece, not only is it keeping the weight, but it also keeps this middle part secure. And what I did is I just taped that middle part in there. So that is stable. I mean, you really could just do that if you wanted to and just kind of have it like that. But I think this will support it better. And then I kept this as well because I was thinking maybe I can just put all the figures in there and then just kind of encapsulate it, because it is clear plastic. It does fit this and it looks nice. And honestly, to the naked eye, it's really not that too much of a difference. So what I'll probably end up doing is throwing a couple figures in there and then just sealing them with that and having it here on the display table as like a little cart kind of going around. Oh, I forgot though, when you put the figures in, then you can slide. You got to play with it a little bit, but you can kind of slide the steering wheel thing back in there and display it. So there you go, folks. A review and kind of a little custom, I guess, maybe how-to on how to keep this golf cart for your collection. You don't want to go out and spend on getting like the WWE ambulance or maybe like the little Steve Austin go-kart. You can have something like this and it will actually fit multiple figures. So I knew that I had to keep that. All the figures are on the chair. I'll just bring them in without their accessories here. But again, the Jazwares Vault, one of 3,000 AEW Golf Cart 3-pack. As always, folks, my name is Navigator. Have a nice day. Take care.